Assalamu alaikum, dear students. We are in second lecture of the second week, and we will just wind up or briefly talk about what we have studied or learned during the first lecture of the second week. We classified materials as per their characteristics. We now know that materials are actually divided into two broader categories. First one is the primary materials, that are the materials with their particular characteristics and divided into metals, ceramics and polymers. Then just like we have derived units from primary units, we do have derived materials or materials that have been obtained by processing or combining two or more than two primary materials to get a particular structure with some predetermined properties and that is suitable for our application. The two main classes of those in these materials that we talked about were composites and advanced materials. Now that you have about three lectures, the introductory lectures about material science and engineering and classifications of materials, I would like to ask you to just study the assignments and homework I mentioned in the very first three lectures, that is liberty ship failures and processing of aluminum oxide into three different material types. These are your assignments and homework, and we will see how to arrange a quiz on these topics that you will be attempting online. And of course, after reading the study material available on your LMS and these lectures, you are more than welcome to discuss during our live sessions if you have any questions or if you would like to discuss more about a particular topic. Just like the earlier examples, there is a question of material classifications. This is select one or more of the following modern items or devices and conduct an internet search in order to determine what specific materials used and what specific properties this material possess in order for the device to function properly. I would urge you to write an essay, just one page, one A4 size page essay, 3 or 4 paragraphs on each single of these devices. You can, with the help of your class CR, I request Ali to be central in this distribution, and you can just select one of these items or devices for your choice and do a internet search of what type of this device is, what are the materials, one or two or three most important materials that have been used in its construction or makeup, and how these materials give the properties or give them the functionalities they need to have. So please write one page on these individual items or devices, but you have to write it with hand. So no computer written assignment will be accepted. You need to write it by hand. Okay, again we have some more questions that says, for example, list three items in addition to those shown in figure 1.9. This figure is given on your reading material, that are made up from metals or their alloys. For each item, note the specific metal or alloy used and at least one characteristic that makes it the material of choice. So these are four more questions. Just go through the figure mentioned and you can then differentiate and write about the answer of the question that is being asked. In question 1.5, you are required to classify each of the materials in one of the classification categories of materials. Either it is metal or ceramic or polymer. That is brass, magnesium oxide, plexiglass, and so on. Just giving you a hint, if you just type the name of the material in the Google search bar, you will get the structure, the makeup of that material, and also its characteristics. So please just use one A4 size page again and write the answers with your hand about these four and the earlier first question. Thank you. Here we finish our second week with this second lecture, and I hope to see you next in the third week of the class or the course. Assalamu alaikum.